In this particular example, I tested these 5 installations against some demand, and it's possible to test it against several different demand profiles. So we call this a demand comparison. So I've added in a demand profile, a yearly demand profile. So that's with some demand for every hour in the year. In this case, I've made it flat through the year, a flat 10 megawatts, or a flat 30 megawatts, or a flat 60 megawatts throughout the entire year, but it doesn't have to be flat. You can have that varying hour by hour according to whatever profile you like. You can load that from an external CSV file or manipulate it in the application. But these are what we call demand comparisons. So any particular scenario can be simulated against multiple demand comparisons, and in each comparison that will be carried out against the entirety of the Hindcast weather data set. So with that as a preamble, if we go back to our heat map, you'll see there's 2 options here, generation and demand. If I want to go and look at a particular simulated weather year in terms of demand characteristics, there's quite a lot of data being downloaded here at the moment, so there's a little pause whilst it does that. There are some demand related measures here, such as what we call residual, which is the what's left when you take away the generation from VREs from the demand, or there's an excess, which is any occurrence where you get more generation from wind and solar, from the variable renewable energy, than you have demand at any particular point in time. This particular demand plot is ordered diurnally, so the x-axis here is the time of day from midnight through to midnight, and the day of the year on the y-axis, so it goes seasonally January through to December. So again, you can look for patterns in here, and let's say we choose a particular day, you click on the chart, and we can view that in our Explorer, and this takes us to a similar plot to what we saw before. I'm going to go back to weekly again because I think it looks better. And in this case, we are seeing our generation from renewables, but with a demand profile, which in this case was a flat 50 megawatt, was it? 50 megawatts, yes, 50 megawatt flat demand with the generation from VREs against it, either in blue, meaning this VRE generation was going to satisfy demand, or the green is excess above the demand. When you first come here, you might not get this particular plot. I can't remember now, but if you're not seeing this when you come here, you just want to make sure that you've got stacked set up here, and demand, residual, excess, and net on grid, and that will give you this particular plot here. So again, you can test that against different levels of demand. If I choose the 100 megawatt flat version, with a little bit of thinking, it will come back in a minute, and it will show us the 100 megawatt version of that. So here we go, a slightly different profile. We can take that residual off if we like. So those are that's the demand comparisons.